Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? All the good today? Somebody's good. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people? Today, but the end of the week on Monday. Anyway, they said, what's good, people? Oh, the weeks are going by faster, faster, faster. Things are just going to the left, to the right, to the up, to the down. The economy's still doing bad. People are still in the struggle, trying to suffer. I mean, not trying to suffer, but trying to get out of suffering. And like I said before, if things don't start picking up, everybody's going to be a victim. It's already been happening. People are getting mugged. People are becoming targets every time they walk outside their door. And some don't even have to walk outside their door. They're kicking in the doors. Anyway, that being said, I want to talk to you in reference to LGBT. And I know you may know what this means. You may not know what it means. But I want to find out what it all really means. So, of course, L is for lesbian, G is for gay, B is for bisexual, T is for transsexual. Now, I did a little research and stuff like this because I wanted to find a little bit of information in reference to this. Now, did you know it used to be called LGB, lesbian, gay, and bi, or, you know, LGB, yeah, lesbian, gay, bi. But people were getting upset and stuff like that, so they started trying to, you know, people were fighting back and forth in reference to putting the T onto it at the end, because somewhere along the line they wanted to add the T as far as transsexuals, because they feel as though they have the right to be on there as well. Now, some gay people feel as though transsexuals shouldn't be on there because transsexuals are people who move into society that are not gay or bisexual. They are a woman inside of a body, so they consider a woman in reality of society terms. But we already know that that's not exactly true, because exactly when it comes down to society, they don't consider us transsexual. Not everybody. And please, when I say this, I don't mean every single person. For the ones who always say, well, I didn't say it, it's not for every single person, okay? So when it comes down to transsexual stuff like that, society sees all that. So you already know the bad word, dudes, anything that's degrading. Anyway, that being said, did you know that there was a 30-year fight for the federal gay laws to be, you know, put forth on a bill so it could be passed? And they just added the transgender on the bill 5 months to the thing. Now, see, I didn't know that. But let me just give you a rough description on how many categories it is, because when it first started out, it was LGBT, but they just said most people were known back in the day as far as being gay. Now, as far as being gay, a lot of females didn't like this as far as being gay, because when they think of gay, they think of gay male. But they put something else on there. Instead of it being just gay male, they put the L on it for lesbian. So now it's gays and lesbians. But then they moved forward and stuff like that, because they noticed that it was much more under this umbrella than needs to be seen. So it was called the LGBT, which is the T is for transgender, which I already explained to you. Now, did you know that they have the L that also is added on to this umbrella? LGBTQ. And Q is for queer. So now, under this umbrella, which I don't know if you knew about this, that it's been growing, it's just not LGBT, it's LGBTQ, but it gets better. It's even more than that. So if you want to know what that means the Q is for queer. Okay. So there's also another one, which has been added on, the LGBTQQ. Now, did you know what Q at the end means? That means for queen and questioning. Queer and questioning. What does that mean? Queer and questioning? Anyway, that being said, there's another one that's added on here, LGBTU. Okay, like I said in my video yesterday, this is very confusing, but I'm going to stay focused and work with me here on this. LGBTU. And the U stands for unsure, whether you're gay or straight or any of it, but you're an umbrella. I can see a lot of problems with that. Anyway, moving along. LGBTI. Okay. That's another one that's added on to there, the I. And the I, if you want to know what that means intersex. So, you know, I hear intersex a lot of times and stuff like that. And I wanted to look it up, you know, to try to find exactly what an intersex means. So when I looked at intersex, it means that they don't really fit under male or female. They're in between sex. Okay. Okay. And here's another one. LGBTT. So when you hear LGBTT, that means TT stands for Transgender and Transsexual. Now remember, Transgender is a short term. Forgive me what I'm about to say for the people who's going to get pissed off. I'm going to say it anyway. Transgender is just another term for cross-dresser and stuff like that. They're basically, you ever see the guy, I don't even want to, I'm just going to work with me here. I don't mean to offend anybody, but you ever see the guys who wear makeup and put on fingernail polish and you know, they like to be in drag, but yet they're not exactly a woman, but they just like to put on feminine things and wear panties and stuff like that in public, and you know, take pictures and stuff like that. Those are called transgender, which we call cross-dressers. But like I said before, you're confusing people. Anyway, that being said, so I put it all together, and we have one more. LGBT and A. So the A stands for straight allies or asexual, meaning they have no sexual feelings. They don't have, in other words, asexual means that they don't have no feelings for men or women. They're just asexual. It don't even matter to them. No sex at all. Anyway, that being said, so I guess when you start going through your, what do they call it, your time in your life, and you start getting up there in age and stuff like that, and you just, I guess you become asexual. That means, as they call it, anyway, I'm just going to give it all to you. L is for lesbian. G, this is the whole thing of it now. This is the whole umbrella. L for lesbian, G for gay, B for bisexual, T for transgender, T for transsexual, and T for transsexual and tranny. I is for intersex, Q is for queer, two Q's together is queer and questioning, and A is for asexual. And these are all the words right here. That's a lot, isn't it? This is a lot. Anyway, that being said, I'm just going to go through all that. Anyway, that being said, so I went to do a little bit more digging and stuff like that, and I did it at 30. Do you know this was sitting on the desk for like 30 years for the fight, for it to go into act, and back in the day it was just gay, which I explained. So when it comes time for unemployment, you know, to try to find a job, you know, so you can keep on working for the girls who want to work and try to get employment and be a taxpayer and and get a job. Anyway, this is called ENDA, Employment Non-Discrimination Act. So underneath that, you should be able to get jobs as far as transsexuals and stuff like that. But remember, transsexual was just added on to it, so it's been under the bill for 5 months, allegedly. Anyway, that being said, well, by law, they're not supposed to discriminate against you anyway, so the thing about it is that, you know, people are going to do what they want to do anyway, because that's what companies do. Everybody has their own business, and everybody has a discrimination law, you know, within their own company. It's not that they're supposed to do that, but, you know, people are going to do what they want to do anyway. That being said, because it's just certain, it's their business and stuff like that, so hopefully you have someone that you could go to a company where they're open-minded and really don't care about what you are, but can you do the job when you get there. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's ever going to stop, because still on, when you fill out resumes and applications, stuff like that, they still ask, you know, what are you? Are you black? If you black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, male, female, all this other stuff. So basically, you know, I guess they're looking for a certain criteria. And the thing about it that people understand, when you are not white, you don't put anything up. It's just my opinion. I know some people say, but that's not true, but it's just my opinion. If you're a black person, stuff like that, you say, I wish not to decline. Most people I know who are white, they put in, of course they will, because they know that's going to be the way to get the job. No offense, my vanilla people, but that's what it is. A privilege is a privilege, honey, because if I had the privilege, honey, I would put it down to no shade, but I would. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to put it out there and stuff like that, and you know, hopefully we'll get to a better place within life and stuff like that, and where we really don't care what race or what color, creed, or whatever the case may be. We care, can you do the job? Because the way I see it is that if something ever happens to you on the street, you're not going to sit up there and say, well, I don't want you to help me, I want my own race to help me, when you know you're in pain. It's just funny how life is when it takes something so tragic for us to wake up to, that we all live inside of this bubble, and we're all here to help each other. And it's so sad that we always have to separate ourselves from height, skin color, whether you're tall, whether you're fat, whether you're thin, whether the case may be your hair, whatever the case may be. It's so sad we spend so much time on that when we should look at each other as my family or a part of me, and I look out for you, look out for me, instead of people saying, well, look like you got something, I'm coming to get it. But, you know, that's the world we live in, so what can you do? It ain't like we're going to go anywhere else. But it is what it is. I just thought I'd put that out there and stuff like that. And I want to say hello, all new people. Boom. I want to say, oh, people. Bam. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I want you to do you. I want you to do you the best way that you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck them. Or